Hi guys, so today I'm going to be doing an organisational / revision video for school. Now, I've had quite a lot of requests to do this since my last video that I did on revision tips, which I'll link down below if you haven't seen it already. I did it, I think, last year or the year before, but I did a video on lots of tips that you can do to revise and bits and bobs like that, but I thought I'd do another one again. I'm in my second year of A-levels now, so I've got quite a lot of experience with organisational stuff. So yes, and I'm actually more organised than I was a couple of years ago, so just thought I'd show you some tips and tricks to get organised, and also for some revision tips for both GCSE and A-level. You can also use these for university if you'd like. Don't really know how it goes yet because I'm not there yet, but you understand what I mean. So the first thing I want to talk about is folders. Now, I've just got two to show you of the folders that I use normally. This one here is my business folder. So inside, you can see it looks like this. And then I've got these little dividers at the side, which are all for the different subsections of the subject. So this one here is about finance, this one's marketing, this one's operations, and this one's human resources. And then I've got a little bit about our unit 4, so it's a different unit there. And then at the back I've got some exam questions and stuff like that we've done in class. So I find it really easy that it's got these dividers down the side, so everything's divided into nice subsections where I can see like what's going on and everything. I try to make my notes pretty neat so that I can read them like when I put them in my folder, so I can actually use them for revision. Otherwise it's kind of pointless making notes in class if you're not going to use them. So yes, this is the first folder, that's for business, and that just looks like that. Business is not actually too much in the syllabus, so that all stays just in one folder. And for the unit 4 stuff, even though I said I've got some of the bits in here, I will be putting some of the other bits in another folder, but that's just my first folder. And then my second folder that I've got here is this one, and this is part of geography. Now, any of you that do A-level geography will know there's a lot of stuff in the syllabus, a lot of stuff you need to know, and a lot of notes. So this is only one part of 6 different topics in one unit, which might not have even made sense, but yeah, this is just a bit ridiculous. But both these folders are from Tesco, by the way, if you're wondering. I find they do really good folders for really cheap. I really like the patterns. I think this one's really pretty, and the other one was quite nice as well. So yeah, I really like them. To start with here, I've got the specification, which is really good to have. It tells you everything that you need to know in the whole topic that you're doing at school. So if your teacher haven't given you one of these, either ask them to print it off, or go home and print one off yourself, or print it off at school or whatever, because you can find them on the exam board's website. It's just really useful because it tells you everything you need to know from like an examiner's point of view. In this one, I've actually got plastic dividers, which I would recommend more because they don't snap or break as easily, but these ones are a lot more expensive. So yeah, I go with the paper ones normally, but this one I specialised in and went with some plastic ones. So here I've got loads of different subsections. Obviously with this there's more subsections because it's a subsection in a unit. So here I've got some revision materials at the front, and then kind of just goes into different sections, just like general. Then, you're not interested in this, but this one is basically about superpower geographies for any of you that do A-level geography. And yeah, this is just about superpowers. So I've got loads of different bits in it, and I find this folder is so organised, and I really like the way I've organised it. I just find it so easy to find things. I just literally did an exam question about half an hour ago on superpowers for my teacher, and it was so easy to just get my notes out of here and just have a flick through before I did the question, because they're in such a good order and everything's all organised, and it's so good when you come to do an exam question rather than like going through loads of bits of paper that are just all over the place. It just makes life a lot easier for you to just do it as you go along. On to more revision tips now. Basically, the first thing I'm going to talk about is revision guides. Now, our teacher actually makes these for us, which is amazing. This is for business, and this is for Unit 3, so it's got all different information in there. There's tons of it, and yeah, it's so useful. And so I have one of these for business every single time. But my geography teacher doesn't do that, so I have to find material like that for myself, if you understand what I mean. So with geography, I'll look online for revision guides, or even like ask the teacher if they can print you one off if they found any good material. But yeah, just getting a revision guide where everything is all together. Even though you've got your nicely organised folders and your nice notes, it's nice to have a revision guide where everything is all together and it's just condensed notes that someone else has kind of done for you. Obviously you can do this yourself and make a revision guide yourself, a little bit easier if you get it from someone else. So also another thing that I'd say is the CGP revision guides. They are really, really good. Even for A-level, they're good. They miss out some bits and bobs in different subjects, but yeah, they are really good. So I'd recommend those. I'll leave a link to like one of them so you can just see what they look like. But yeah, I really, really like those. And I've got a business one of it and a geography one, but I haven't got them currently with me, so I can't show you. But yes, revision guides are great. But my most important and best kind of revision tip, I think, for GCSE and A-level, for the subjects I'm doing anyway, I'm doing business, geography and English literature, is cue cards. Now, this is what these ones look like. These are quite big ones, to be honest. Whereas you can get these, both, like most people have like half the size of this, like this way. But yes, these are amazing, especially if you do geography. Anything to do with geography, these are great because all your case studies and bits and bobs that you need on here are all there, nicely condensed. And for example, this is for Haiti earthquake. Here I've got about the earthquake, the effects, and then on the other side, these are actually, I'm just going to stick them together because they're blank on the other side. I've got development and responses. It's all nicely condensed there, and all I've got to do is revise that card. Rather than having like 10 sheets worth of stuff that I've got to revise, and it just kind of really, really stresses you out. So having it nice condensed on a piece of paper is great. You've just got to kind of pick the kind of best bits about it. These are all geography ones at the moment, is the only ones I've done. But for other subjects as well, you can do them. For English, you can put quotes on them. Sorry, the camera's changed quickly. I just had to quickly check my phone. But yeah, you can do it like for maths. You could put like equations and stuff on there. You could do it for science and put different formulas on there. Loads of different things. But definitely for more kind of history, geography type subjects, cue cards are absolutely amazing and a must for revision in my opinion. Another thing that really helps me, and again if you watch my school bag you all know this, is coloured pens. I really find writing in different colours a lot easier to like see. Like, it makes it sound really silly, but for example, these cue cards, I've got like yellow highlighted, I've got orange titles, bits and bobs like that. Rather than just seeing a page of black notes, all the same, it's not highlighted on what's important to read, nothing, it kind of just, your brain doesn't want to read it. So I prefer in my notes that I do at school to kind of put different colours. These are just by Stabilo and they're kind of the fine line pens. You can get these in Tesco's. But yeah, I like to use these, just literally write titles, underlining things, bits and bobs like that. I like to highlight bits and pieces, and I just think it really, really helps. Now, obviously, everyone is different. I know Bradley doesn't find that helpful at all. He doesn't even think it makes a difference, but to me, it does. So I definitely try that one if you haven't. Another thing to mention is post-it notes. Now, this is just a massive kind of thing of post-it notes. You can get these anyway. You can get really pretty ones, like in really nice shapes, hearts. You can get them in cupcake shapes. Get them everywhere. Go to Paper Chase if you want some nice ones. If you just want these, go to Tesco. But yeah, these are great. Basically, my little tip for these is to write small pieces of information. For example, a quote out of a book that you need to remember, an equation for maths that you need to remember for your exam that's not going to be on the exam sheet. I don't know, a statistic in geography or anything like that. Get it and stick them around your house, or if you're not allowed to stick them around your house, stick them just around your room. Stick them everywhere so you'll see them all the time. This really, really helped me, especially in GCSE with geography and English when I had to remember quotes for books or page numbers to turn to in the exam and things like that. If they're around your room and you've always got them in your life, you're going to remember it. So I just stuck these on my mirror, I stuck them on my window, I stuck them like when I woke up, or in the middle of the night. By my bed I've got a wall, so I'd stick them on the wall, and if in the middle of the night I woke up and turned to the wall, I'll see them. And you know, it's not necessarily sitting there and remember the facts. If you see them all the time, you're going to remember them. Even if you stick them on the back of the toilet door, all bits and bobs like that, I find it very, very helpful. Obviously, don't put every single piece of information that you need to know on it. Put the very most important ones on it, and you're guaranteed to remember it. Obviously, you do need to put some work in it, but this really helps kind of just simplify things. And the last thing I want to talk about is exam papers. Now, this is just my exam paper that I've done for geography just now. But one thing I just want to say is, even if your teacher doesn't push you to do exam papers, do them yourself. Especially subjects like maths and science, if you're in GCSE especially. I did every single maths GCSE paper that was available for me to do online. If you don't know how to get to the exam papers, I'll leave the links to like to OCR, Edexcel and AQA's exam paper things down below. Just to be helpful to you all, because you know it'll be great. But yeah, you can go on there, select your subject, and every single exam paper that's ever like happened really since like I think it's 2009, you can do on there. You can print it off, or you can just do it online, or you can just write it down, look at the questions on the computer. There's the mark schemes in there. There's even like assessment material, so you can look at other people's answers. There's loads and loads and loads of useful things. And I think if teachers don't give students the exam papers, students won't do it. So I think especially just do that. My teacher actually gave me this one, and as you see, there's a lot of writing in here. But yeah, I just find them really, really useful. At the end of the day, there's only a certain amount of questions that they can ask you in the exam. If it's for something like English, geography, history, anything like that, there's only a certain amount of questions they can ask you. Even in maths, you know, there's only a certain amount of topics they can ask you about. If you cover every single question that they've ever asked, it might come up again, or the same type of question might come up. That's happened to me before. So yeah, would definitely recommend it. I think these are the best revision tip really, along with the cue cards, but to actually get your exam practice, these are the best tip. And for subjects like geography, for example, or business, or anything like that, I'm kind of talking from my own experience, but anything that's more kind of written, you probably need to get a teacher to mark your paper. Whether it's maths and stuff, obviously you can just see the answers and just tick, and same with science, or science GCSE, I don't really know about A-level. But yeah, you can just kind of tick the answer and whatever. But with more written papers, you probably need to get your teacher to mark it. Or luckily, if you have anybody in your family that will be able to mark the paper for you, then that would be really good. But yeah, don't worry about booking your teachers either. Just get them to mark it. So thank you very much for watching, guys. I really, really appreciate it. I really hope you enjoyed the video. I really try to be enthusiastic about working and stuff. I'm on a real high at the moment with school, and I'm really determined to do well in my exams. So if you want I'm really a high kind of with doing school videos. So if you want anything else related to school, or any other kind of tips or anything, or even if you want to message me about school or about anything, or if you're struggling with anything, then let me know down below. I'm not saying I'm a genius, but I'll try and help, especially if it's GCSE stuff. But yeah, let me know down below. And if you want to tweet me or anything, or if you want to DM me on Twitter and just say, Jess, can you follow me so I can DM you, then that's absolutely fine. I'll leave my Twitter down below. It's just JDRMakeUp. So yes, thank you very much for watching, guys. I really wish you the best with all of your exams, and I will see you next time. Bye.